Thank you and good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughan for Sam Sports Report. Yesterday, Reshard Rice got involved in a wreck, and it was not good news from there. Dallas police reported that looking to speak to Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Reshard Rice with two luxury cars involved in a high-speed chase, and that was the Lamborghini and a Corvette and a Lamborghini. And also talked about on text street racing. This is all allegedly, obviously. Courts still, police officers in courts figuring out what has happened. Reshard Rice did hire a lawyer. They have since found Reshard Rice while he was missing. Reshard Rice is cooperating with the authorities, obviously. West told ESPN statement. West is a Democrat state senator whose district includes part of the Dallas area. Officers were called to the North Central Expressway, Dallas at 6:25 on Saturday after two speeding drivers lost control on the crash, causing chain reactions of collisions involving 4 other vehicles. Police told Thursday the Dallas Morning News on Sunday that the drivers were in a Corvette and a Lamborghini, veered out onto the shoulder of and hit an expressway median wall. Up to 4 to 6 cars involved. I think it was 6 probably, or 5 maybe. The occupants of a Lamborghini Corvette all ran from the scene without stopping and determined that means his 2 vehicles. And if anyone needed medical help providing their information, police told the newspaper no major injuries were reported according to the police, but 2 were hospitalized and treated at the scene, including a 4-year-old of a mom, Kyle Quinn. In all the situations, you have to wait until have all the facts. Frankly, we don't have all the facts to this point. Mark Donovan told police, comforting fact is we do have is that there's multiple crashes in Texas and Dallas. Unfortunately, they appear that anyone was hurt, and we should be grateful for that. Well, let's get to the bottom line of whether gathering the facts. And all of the things that Rice did seem that any suspension is on the table, including the Chiefs kicking him off the team. And I think maybe that should be in hands, and I think being an a-hole, and even if you're good enough, shouldn't matter in this situation. But as far as everything else, any of the suspensions could be on the table. I suspect it will be more than 4 games, so mine goes to 6 or 8 games or a full season, and he could also be kicked off on another team. As far as the NFL future, I imagine he is good enough to be an AH once. He's some sort of, but the Chiefs have showed in their history that one mistake like that can get you kicked off a team, and that is all on the table in my opinion. According to all reports, the Chiefs are going to rely on long-term or short-term choices eventually. That's Sam Vaughan on Reshard Rice.
For the first time since this terrifying crash, Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Reshard Rice is responding amid reports that his car may have been involved. His attorney writing in a statement that Rice is cooperating fully with authorities and will take all necessary steps to address this situation responsibly, adding his thoughts are with everyone impacted. The response comes 48 hours after this 6-car crash, caused, police say, by this Lamborghini and Corvette speeding down the expressway.
The major accident on the freeway at 6700 block of North Central Expressway northbound.
Dramatic dash cam video shows the moment police say the drivers lost control, one car slamming into the center median as the other appears to spin out. Kayla Quinn says she and her 4-year-old son were headed home after a day at the zoo when they were among those hit. This could have ended way worse, she wrote on social media. Both cars hitting me, yet me and my baby walked out untouched. Police say all injuries were minor, and the occupants of the Lamborghini and the Corvette all ran from the scene. Moments after the crash, a bystander captured this video.
You guys all right?
Yeah, that's it.
Where are you guys heading? You guys all right?
Yeah.
You guys just gonna leave it?
Tonight, the NFL not commenting, but the Chiefs president telling KCMO Talk Radio this.
We'll get to the bottom of it. We'll gather the facts, and then we'll react accordingly.
Dallas police are not saying if Rice was involved in the actual crash, and they're asking for the public's help in identifying the men in the video. Lester?
Thanks for watching.
There's no doubt that I love the Kansas City area, and the Kansas City, Missouri area in particular, because I'm a Mizzou fan, and that makes me even love it even more. But with voting no yesterday, if Jackson County does not show that they can support a football team and a baseball team, then the Royals should explore other options, and so should the Chiefs. Now, I think the Royals will stay in Jackson County, but the Chiefs need to explore other options. They're the Super Bowl champions, and they need to get the best building they can get. Don't have to include Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri is a great place. I love it. Not very fond of it right now because I also, my Missouri Tigers aren't doing very well. So I'm in basketball. They did a great job in football, but I'm I kind of took that fandom back a little bit of Missouri sports and trying to get back into loving them again. That's what I seem to always do. But my point is, if the Chiefs are in a 60-year-old building, the Chiefs need to explore other options. And the Royals also need a new building. If the Chiefs can build a dome right now, that'd be great. They don't have to wait 20 years to do it. Would be even better. That's Simon Speck.
I wanted to get your thoughts on the Arrowhead side of this first and foremost. Well, what's your take and your view of Arrowhead and the renovations? And it's a two-part question. But if the vote is no today, do you think the Chiefs would explore and be serious about exploring Johnson County or Wyandotte or other places for the stadium and maybe even their practice facilities?
Yeah, I do think they would explore that if this doesn't pass. They've been sort of frustrated through this process about dealing with Jackson County. So we'll see whether it whether it comes to be. But it's going to be interesting to see what does happen if this turns into a no vote. But I do think that is definitely a possibility.
Is this in your mind as well, as we look forward, if it's a 25-year lease for the Chiefs and, 2031 is when the lease expires and 25 years from that, do the quick math, blah, blah, blah. Is this something to where we'll be looking at 7 years from the expiration of this lease that they will ultimately be looking to build new anyway, that this is the final years of Arrowhead Stadium anyway, and they may, end up somewhere else. And who knows if I'll be here, who's going to be here when that whole thing happens. But I kind of feel like while, this is the renovations to Arrowhead, this is sort of the last go-around. And the next time we vote on something like this in Kansas City for Arrowhead Stadium, it's probably going to be building new on that site or building new somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would think that this will be the last go-around for this Arrowhead Stadium. But, having said, the Chiefs love the stadium. I mean, they love the way it's constructed and the way it gives them, holds in the noise and gives them an advantage. Mm-hmm. And you can't just duplicate that anymore. That's really hard to do with all the things you have to do in a stadium now. It's easy to say that in 2024 that this would be the last. I don't know. I mean, they got the good batch of concrete, right? So maybe the thing could.
I look at this, and one of the things that tells me that this would be the last go-around in terms of a vote for public financing for Arrowhead and its current construction is, there wasn't a talk or at least a serious consideration to put a rolling roof, some sort of a cap on Arrowhead to whether that be attract other concerts, whether that to be attract the Final Four, to Kansas City, a Super Bowl. And I just think if it was the long-term plan for this spot for the next, 40, 50 years, it would make no sense not to put some sort of a rolling roof that could close it, and you could host a Super Bowl, you could host a Final Four, as opposed to, hey, we're going to put in some end zone suites, and that's going to be pretty badass, right?
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, and I think the Chiefs necessarily weren't thinking about that when they did this. So, no, I agree with you that would have made a lot of sense if you plan to stay there for a longer than one more contract. So, I agree that this probably is the last time around for that.
Adam Teicher.